In this chapter, we'll be taking a look at moving inside the arena and how it adds a whole new dimension for the tactical gameplay of Genesis. For today's topic, we'll be using the champion, Kendra. Kendra uses two different affiliations, Axon and Chaos. This means that only cards from those two affiliations, or colorless cards, can be used in her decks. Let's put Kendra in the arena and let her beckon a few friends to keep her company. Now let's bring in an opponent. We'll be playing against Long for this tutorial. And of course, Long would probably appreciate having some friends in the game as well, so let's beckon a few creatures for his side. Now that our arena has some combatants in it, we can take a closer look at movement and how it affects the gameplay in Genesis. Whenever a champion or a creature begins its turn, the first decision that must be made is, will you move one square or two? The difference is very important. With moving only one square, a creature is able to use either a slow but powerful action attack or a quicker but typically less damage swift attack. When a creature moves two spaces in the same turn, that creature is automatically limited to only being able to use swift speed attacks that turn. This is because heavier action style attacks tend to do more damage, but they require a little more effort to complete. So if a creature has moved more than one square maximum, they're going to be too tired to use their action attacks. Keep this in mind if your creatures only have action attacks, because if you accidentally move two spaces with it, that creature's not going to be able to attack anyone when it gets there. Champions that only move one square are able to use any cards or abilities from their hands that the players wish to play, as well as beckon new creatures into the game, and then finish with any attacks that they wish. Moving your champion two spaces in one turn creates some interesting restrictions. When a champion is moved two spaces, it is limited to only being able to use any swift speed abilities. This means when you move your champion two spaces in one turn, you will not be able to beckon new creatures, and you will not be able to use any attacks or other abilities that have the action speed on them. Now that we've looked at the pros and cons of moving your champion or creatures one square versus two squares in a turn, we can move on to the next topic, which is awareness, meaning what can your champion and your creatures see as they move around the arena?